So recently on the Cigar Talk podcast, Teofimo Lopez, when talking about Shakur Stevenson, said that Shakur fights like a boxer who's scared to get hit. And I wanted to comment about that because honestly, I really hate when boxers talk like this because honestly, every boxer should be scared to be hit. Like, you're going into that fight, happy that you're going to take brain damage? Expecting to take brain damage? Never expect to get hit. Never accept that that's a reality of fighting. No, if you're good enough defensively, like Shakur is, you should take minimal shots to the head. So yes, you should fight like you're scared of being hit because that's called being defensively disciplined, like Shakur is. And understanding the sport of boxing, which Shakur Stevenson does. And not to say that Teofimo Lopez doesn't. Which is why I'm sort of surprised by these comments because Teofimo understands the game as well. Teofimo Lopez is a counter boxer as well. He's arguably, he's a defense first. I'm not arguably, in my opinion, it's evidently throughout his career he's a defense first fighter, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm a big fan of him. I'm a fan of him because of that. But I understand what Teofimo is trying to accomplish by saying that, and he's trying to diminish Shakur Stevenson's sort of accolades, and I get it, it's part of the game. And Shakur Stevenson is a jab-heavy fighter because he understands the importance of a jab. A great jab will take you around the world, as it has. As it has for Shakur Stevenson, and there's a reason why this guy's an undefeated multi-weight world champion. And not to put down Teofimo Lopez as well, because it's not like Teofimo Lopez has been doing stuff wrong. He's the Ring Magazine champion at 140. Beat Arnold Barboza in his last fight after putting on a very slick defensive performance. Made Arnold Barboza look like a scrub in that fight. But I wanted to comment about Teofimo's comments because I don't think Shakur fights like he's scared to get hit. But if he does, that's not a bad thing because it's called being defensively responsible, which is what Shakur Stevenson is. So, hey man, I don't know. I think Teofimo's bugging a bit with that one, but we're all entitled to our opinion, and obviously I know what Teofimo's trying to do there. And he thinks perhaps because Shakur Stevenson's not as dynamic as Teofimo, where, against Arnold Barboza, we saw Teofimo really styling on Arnold Barboza Jr. And Shakur doesn't really do that to guys. He'll just defensively take away one thing after another and break you down and tear you apart. That's what Shakur Stevenson's game is. It is different to Teofimo's. And I think Teofimo is trying to belittle Shakur's game by saying that, outside of that jab, there's nothing really to him. But ultimately, in majority of Shakur's fights, he's so good, all he needs is a jab. If we're being honest, he's fighting guys he's on a different level to a lot of the opponents he's fighting. Like, even as Zepeda, who was an undefeated interim world champion. And I don't want people to start to say like, oh, well, he's only beat Zepeda. It's only Zepeda. Zepeda was a serious problem, bro. Zepeda was a guy with a lot of knockouts. He's a guy who's got 2 wins over Tevin Farmer, competitive fights. But, landed and threw a lot of shots against the likes of Tevin Farmer, who's, again, you might look at his resume and say Tevin Farmer, well, he's just a scrub. No. If you know boxing, you know how good Tevin Farmer is, and he's a very slick and very tough opponent to beat. And if you're going to beat Tevin Farmer, unless you catch him on an off night or you catch him cold, like Floyd Schofield did, Tevin Farmer's going to have you in for a long evening, like he did for Zepeda. Right? But Zepeda was able to overcome that twice. And, in the time he did that, he even made a defense of his WBC interim lightweight championship, which goes to show to me, like, you respect it. Like, he's taking the tough fights because he won a split decision against Tevin Farmer in the first fight, I believe. So rematching him, do you know what I mean? Is no, like, you didn't have to do that. You're the interim champion. Like, Zepeda could have waited out for a Shakur fight, but he didn't. He took the hard route, and then he eventually got the Shakur fight anyway. And Shakur proved to be a level beyond him. But that's not because Zepeda was never that good in the first place. It's because Shakur is and always has been and continues to be at such a high level. And if he's a boxer that's scared of being hit, then maybe more boxers should be scared of being hit then, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys thought of Teofimo's comments. And what do you think of Shakur's style as a boxer in general? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.